My name is Junior Ruiz. I have my one live audience member today being my mom, Sylvia. And today I'm going to be speaking about my informative speech about Anna Lee Cooper, which is my topic today. Anna Lee Cooper was an American civil rights advocate who lived to be 101 years old. From June 2nd, 1910 to November 24th, 2010. And she was born and raised in a town called Selma in Alabama. And she was raised until the 7th grade, where she happened to move to Kentucky to live with her sister. And a little after that, she moved to Ohio as well, and then Pennsylvania, and then returned to Selma, her hometown, in the year 1962 to care for her mother. So in the time that Anna Lee Cooper was in Kentucky, as a teenager, she experienced a lot she hadn't seen in Alabama. And it inspired her to do a lot of different things, including fight for Black rights. So what motivated her in Kentucky so much were seeing the Black people casting ballots, which were entirely blocked in Alabama due to poll taxes. Now, she was fired from her nursing job at the Dunn Rest Home in 1963, and she was then blacklisted by all white businesses in Selma, her hometown, simply for attempting to register to vote. So an action that all Black Africans or Americans should have was seen as a bad thing, and she was affected greatly by it. In the Civil Rights Movement, she dedicated her life for fighting for Black voting rights in Alabama. And during this time, she was mostly known for an event that happened with a sheriff. This sheriff being the Dallas County Sheriff, Jim Clark, which occurred in 1965. After repeatedly poking her with the billy club, the Dallas County Sheriff was attacked by Annie Cooper and was struck with a punch to the face. Now, she was arrested and brought in a jail, but that only motivated her to show people and tell people to stand up for yourself and that everyone has rights. So with this, she fought against voter suppression and and she also encouraged Congress to pass the Voting Rights Act of 1965. With this, she also opened her home to student nonviolent committee organizers, turning her living room into a movement, which was called SNCC. Anna Lee Cooper participated in a lot of events throughout her career, famously some including in 1963 Freedom Day, as well as the famous 1965 Selma Voting Rights Movement, where the altercation with her and Jim Clark, the sheriff deputy, was shown to everyone. And then Anna Lee Cooper's legacy is a civil rights icon, remembered for her fierce resistance to segregation and voting unfairness in Alabama, as well as her legacy lying in her decades of work with community organizing, door knocking, and as well as her commitment to stand in lines for hours in a day to secure Black voting rights. And once again, despite being jailed and physically attacked multiple times, she successfully registered to vote and later joined the historic 50-mile march from Selma to Montgomery. Anna Lee Cooper's fearlessness of the authorities in 1965 helped secure the passing of the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Now with all this, Anna Lee Cooper's story reached a wider modern audience today, and she was portrayed in a movie called Selma, which was the name of her hometown, and it was a 2014 Oscar-nominated film. So with her willingness to put her life and her body on the line for millions of Americans that can vote, shaped the diverse Democrat landscape we experience today. And because of that, millions of Americans can now vote in a comfortable space and be accepted whether or not they choose different sides of a democratic view.